5 Intriguing Mysteries Lurking Beneath the Ocean. Number 5. The large amorphous creature on camera near an oil rig. Recently, a video passed around online showed a giant, amorphous, blob-like creature floating near a deep drilling oil rig. The creature pulsated nearby for quite some time, catching the attention of pretty much everyone. It looked almost to be lit from within, and it was incredibly sized, rippling around and constantly changing shape. Some speculated that it was a completely unknown and massive creature from the depths of the ocean. Others even speculated that it may be proof of some kind of alien presence, as a certain sort of people do at every possible opportunity. However, researchers were quick to point out that the creature wasn't particularly mysterious. It was, as some on the internet guessed, an absolutely gigantic jellyfish. The researchers even pointed out that as the creature pulsed and rippled, you could see evidence of its reproductive organs, and they were able to identify the species as something already well known to science. This doesn't completely solve the mystery of what it was doing there, however. There didn't appear to be any other jellyfish of any variety nearby, and it hung out by the oil rig for some time, even showing off its gonads. There is the possibility that the drilling disturbed it from a deeper part of the ocean and it came up to investigate. It may have also been trying to perform its own form of threatening behavior in an attempt to scare of what it perceived to be an incredibly large and dangerous sea monster. Number 4. The alleged crystal pyramid hidden deep under the ocean. Stories tell of strange crystal pyramids found deep beneath the oceans, allegedly near the Bermuda Triangle. Those fascinated by these wonders point out that most scientists know of them but aren't looking more closely, possibly for conspiratorial reasons. However, the real mystery here is why these tales about crystal pyramids under the ocean keeps popping up, because absolutely none of it is true. It was a hoax from decades ago. A crystal orb, that is, a hunk of glass with supposedly magical properties, was found resting at the top of these alleged pyramids. The charlatans fooled a few people, but there was never any truth at all to the story. Mainstream scientists know there are no such pyramids, but believers are hard to dissuade. Many die-hard believers of the crystal pyramids have naturally conflated them with the ancient aliens theory. However, the real truth is that there is no crystal pyramid under the ocean, and there is no reason why there ever would be, and it would likely not even be technically feasible in the first place. Number 3. What is the secret to the immortality of some jellyfish species? The Benjamin Button jellyfish has an incredibly unique feature. While they normally reproduce and die in a manner you would expect, if they see serious trauma, they can reverse the aging process and start transforming themselves to a younger state of existence. This allows them to heal from injuries and survive great stress as a species, and is currently making them a great threat to the world of oceans. They are starting to crowd out parts of the oceans, making it difficult for other marine life to propagate and provide proper balance. While scientists are skeptical that there is any answer to true immortality from jellyfish, others say we mustn't dismiss the possibility of learning great things from them. These jellyfish can reactivate earlier programs encoded into their DNA and also switch cells to almost anything they need to be. If we could learn even a few things from how they can accomplish this, we could potentially use it to fight the spread of cancer. Unfortunately, it may be a long time before we find out if these jellyfish can provide us with that stronger anti-cancer weapon, as there is little if any research currently involved in the study of these amazing creatures. Number 2. Was Atlantis real, or was it all a fictional allegory? Many theories about the lost city of Atlantis are completely wild and beyond belief. Some say that Atlantis is located in the Bermuda Triangle, even though the legends never put it anywhere near there. Some believe it somehow survived as a domed city deep underwater. More reasonable theories, although still somewhat wild, at least look for actual ruins in the part of the world that would make sense. However, Atlantis was an allegory by Plato. He made the whole thing up. This has caused many people in recent days to feel rather bummed out that there was never anything to the Atlantis story at all. Or was there? A historian named Bettany Hughes has been exploring the ancient myth of Atlantis and realized that Plato likely got the idea from somewhere. An island near ancient Greece known as Santorini was once known as the island of Thera. The people who lived there were very skilled merchants and traders, taking advantage of a strategic position near 3 continents. This allowed them to become extremely wealthy and prosperous. Unfortunately, the Therans had no idea they were actually living right on top of a volcano. It erupted in 1620 BC, a blast huge enough to affect nearly the entire world. Plato would almost certainly have heard of it. The remains of Thera were beautifully preserved, similar to Pompeii, and have been a great source of information to historians over the past few decades. Of course, while this particular city is well preserved and may have been the source of Plato's tale, it is hard to say how many civilizations or great cities have been swallowed up overnight by cataclysmic events of nature. Number 1. Could there be intelligent life much closer to us than we could ever imagine? The scientific explanation for the mermaid legend goes something like this: sailors were at sea for long periods and were often lonely and sometimes drunk. To make matters worse, the conditions at sea are great for visual hallucinations. So sailors saw manatees and viewed them as mermaids. However, the ocean is a very big place and mostly unexplored. We can imagine intelligent underwater people somewhat similar to us. These species would still not be evolved on our level, because water pressure would make tool use difficult, and we may not have any way of properly understanding a sea creature's sentience. People are always looking for human-like intelligent life, but it could look and behave wholly different if it exists.